no degree, no money, no goals, no prospects, and you think that a wealthy, well-accomplished man is gonna want to marry you? Are you actually insane?
Did you know 70% of all divorces are initiated or started by women?
Why is it that men are afraid or uncomfortable around strong women?
I'm gonna need a round of applause from everybody. I am officially done dating. That's right, I'm done dating.
70% are women that are initiating divorces in this country. I don't think the old
red flags to look out for when a guy is not serious about marrying you. He talks about having a future with you, but for some reason, it's all talk and no action. When you have to beg him to take you out on a date.
Marriage is one of the greatest scams placed on women. They really got into our heads.
Self-aware enough to realize that this is definitely a trauma response, but I am just so over men at this point that, like, even when I meet a really cool guy, I'm just pretty indifferent and I'm like, okay, here we go again.
It's not even men who are initiating most of the divorces. Like this statistic I actually had to go look up when somebody told me, like, this can't be right. 70 to 80% of all divorces are initiated by women. Think of that. Half of marriages end in divorce. 70 to 80% of those divorces are initiated by women. And oftentimes those women will get alimony because, by and large, the court system favors or tends to favor the woman in a split.
Ouch. When a man's divorce settlement called for his ex-wife to get half of everything that he owns, well, he took that quite literally. He got out those power tools, went to work, cutting everything he owns right down the middle. He's not angry. Not at all, no. He's totally peaceful about this. And then he posted those photos on eBay, putting half of his car on sale for $60. Half his laptop is also available. Maybe half a couch. Could be called a love seat. Probably not in this case. But it is a true half-off sale. And what kind of a power tool can go right through a car, though?
Like they say, not all heroes wear capes. But this man was missing one crucial detail. He should have cut the house in half too. After all, she wanted half of everything he ever had. Picture the look on the realtor's face when they see a perfectly bisected house on the market. Talk about a unique property listing.
You wonder why there's so many women in their 20s, 30s, 40s that are not in relationships.
Because they don't want to marry you, because you bring no value to them. Actually, you could harm them. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, it's not because you're choosing to be single. You're not. They just don't want to marry you, and they're not asking you anymore. Where are all the good guys at? They're running away from you. And they're definitely not marrying you. And the ones that have been married before, and then you go act like that again, they're really not marrying you if you think they're going to put up with you again. No, they're going to act like it. They're not going to actually call you them. If I can speak. They're not ever going to call you their girlfriend. There's even a term for it now, situationship. 6 months in, and you've been sleeping with him forever, and he's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a good place right now. Yeah, he is. He just is not in that place with you. He's just waiting for something better to come along. You're just his piece of, because he's waiting for a girl to be kind to him and sweet to him, because he's never, ever going to get married again and settle and deal with that all over again.
I guess my question is, why?
I really wonder how many women would get married if we took away the bridal shower, the bachelorette party, and the wedding aspect of it. How many women would actually want to get married or go through with it? I know why men want to get married. Don't get me wrong, because the women do most of the labor, mental labor, physical labor in the household. But I think that if we took away all those other things, I don't know how many women would actually go through with marriage.
I really wonder why she thinks women do all the mental and physical work in the household. In a marriage, both partners have their own strengths and weaknesses, so it makes sense for them to take on different responsibilities based on what they're good at. This way, everything gets done efficiently, and both people feel valued for their efforts. For example, the husband might take care of tasks that require physical strength or technical skills, like fixing things or cutting the grass. Meanwhile, the wife might focus on organizing, cooking, and cleaning inside the house. These are all important tasks that keep the household running smoothly.
70% of divorces are initiated by women. Are women to blame for initiating divorce, or are men to blame for driving women to initiate divorce?
The men are definitely the ones driving us to the divorce. Do your job right and stop making us get divorced with you.
Is it easier to move a girl into your life or out of your life?
Out.
Which costs more?
Out.
Why?
They want half your stuff.
What are your thoughts on the following expression? It's cheaper to keep her.
It is not. Financially, it may be cheaper to keep her, but emotionally, the faster you can move on both ends, emotionally will be less taxing. And in the long run, that will save not only money, it will save emotion, time, life, and overall emotional well-being.
I've decided after 2 years of consciously not dating that I'm now in my dating era. I'm currently waiting on a guy to come pick me up for our first date. I think we're doing like tacos and margs, and we're gonna go drive around a little bit because it's Sunday. Perfect day for it. He let me know that he's already going to be 45 minutes late. So this is dating. I'll keep you updated.
Welcome to the club.
I've been on 90 dates with 90 different men in the past year and a half. Now, like, that is a lot of people. I don't know how I did that. I'm giving myself a pat on the back because that took hustle.
Wait, 90 guys in less than 2 years. And if each one spent about $50 on you, that's about $4,500 in free food. And none of those worked out?
That's amazing. This broke woman is giving herself a pat on the back for using men for their money and getting free meals out of dates. They have a name for these people.
Why do women start 70% of divorces? You would think it would be closer to 50-50, but it's not even close to that. Here are 2 reasons why women are leaving. Number 1, it's not uncommon for wives to make as much or even more than their husbands now. They don't have to put up with a bad partner to avoid poverty anymore. Number 2, with the rise of social media, women have raised their expectations of what a good marriage is. Some a bit too high, leading to some pretty unrealistic standards that when aren't met, lead to a divorce. That makes sense, but
a question that I get asked all the time is, why is it that men are afraid or uncomfortable around strong women? First off, it's not men that are uncomfortable, it's boys. And second of all, it's because they want to try to control you. That means they will try to disempower you, demean you, control you, make you feel bad about yourself, even talk badly about you to people around you to try to discredit your strength and your power. The best advice I can give you is become so empowered, so strong that you have no problem using your voice to stand up for yourself and walking away from people that try to bring you down. It's not you. It's them.
What she needs to do is replace the words afraid and uncomfortable with not attracted to. Most men are not attracted to these so-called strong women. That's because men like feminine women, just as most women are not attracted to overly feminine men. This isn't necessarily about fear or discomfort. It's about personal attraction and what each individual finds appealing in a partner. They always think a man is trying to bring them down when they're just simply not into them. It can be their attitudes, demeanor, or how they carry themselves. It can just be a complete turn-off for some men.
We need to stop instilling this fear in young girls. Growing up, I was always warned that if I didn't settle down early enough, then I would get too picky and I'd be single for the rest of my life. And honestly, now that I'm in my late 20s, I realize that was all just fear-mongering, because I'm happier than ever being able to look for a partner now with the wisdom and clarity that I have. And it's not about being selective, it's the realization of your self-worth that becomes more apparent, and not settling down for the bare minimum that I would likely be doing in my early 20s. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to go seek perfection because we're all flawed human beings, but there's no shame in taking your time and finding a partner that meets your needs and wants. And I guess I became that older single woman that I've been warned not to become, but little do folks know just how liberating it is to be in this position.
I've always said, I want a nice guy.
Well, that's good, right?
Well, I've never said that. I've always been into like the dickheads or like the douchebags of the male community.
Oh, great. And I bet that's turned out so well.
Because I was so traumatized by them fuckers, I'm sitting there being like, I'm a nice man. Like, why can't a guy just come to my life and be so nice and like be obsessed with me?
Oh dear.
And then I find like a guy that's really nice and I am so thrown off. Like, I really did find a guy who's like super fucking nice, like the most respectful, like anything I really need, like he's gonna do it for you.
But let me guess, there was a problem.
I'm sitting there like, like I'm the problem. I'm the fucking problem.
Well, good for them and taking some accountability in this situation.
I do want a healthy relationship. Okay, I really do. More than anything, that's what I want.
Then probably start dating guys that aren't on the toxic side.
I think I just still need a guy who like gives me a run for my money. I'm so the fucking problem because like you're nice. Like literally like Connor from Love Island vibes. But like it's just too nice.
I don't even have to say much here because they really said it all. Because that type of mentality is the problem and why so many women can't find healthy relationships. Because they want everything that goes with a healthy relationship, except the guy that would go with it.
It's nearly impossible for women who have been in toxic relationships to transition to a nice and peaceful relationship with a good guy. These women are often operating on the thrill effect and the excitement that comes from the drama within the relationship. They're used to the highs and lows, the roller coaster of emotions that toxic relationships bring. When they find themselves with a genuinely good guy, the stability can feel unfamiliar and even boring. It's like going from a constant adrenaline rush to a calm, steady heartbeat. They don't know how to handle it. The absence of chaos can make them feel uneasy, leading them to unintentionally sabotage the relationship.
Women will check out before they leave, long before they leave. So when a woman is emotionally just spent in her relationship, she will stay for a specific time frame as she's mentally preparing herself to leave. But when she finally pulls the trigger to bounce and leave, she's gone.
So would you agree that the vast majority of divorces are initiated by women?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I do know that to be somewhat of a fact.
A lot of women always talk about not doing wifey shit if you're not his wife. Okay, I get it. He needs to upgrade you, right? The thing is, who a man picks is his biggest investment. Financially, mentally, physically, everything. So you're going to withhold certain parts of yourself on purpose until he makes that investment, that commitment to you. He's putting himself in a position to lose everything. But he doesn't get to see the type of wife you would be first. So he's buying this mystery box, essentially, not knowing what's inside it. And he's supposed to take all of that risk. Okay, do you want to be with a smart man? I'm sure you would, right? A smart man that makes, good investments. Does that sound like a good investment to you? To put half of everything that you have on something that you don't even get to fully see or experience beforehand? I mean, before you buy a house, you go look at the house. You might even have a professional come in and take a really good look at it to make sure it's a good investment. Same with buying cars or whatever. And I know I'm comparing women to inanimate objects. Women are obviously human beings, but the damage extends way beyond a breakup in the event of a divorce. It affects his livelihood in every way and his finances. So comparing a woman to a house or a car purchase is perfectly reasonable. Instead, do it this way. You want to move in with your boyfriend? Do it. Show him the type of wife you could be. Cook, clean for him, whatever. Give him a great, loving relationship. Obviously, in the early stage of a relationship, you should actually sit down and talk about that. If you want to get married one day, not everyone does. You need to be on the same page with that. And if you're on the same page with that, great. But the timing may be different. If you feel like you've been waiting too long, at that point you need to bring it up. Just talk to him about it. And if you've waited way too long, and you've discussed it with him multiple times, at that point you might want to call it quits. And all that value you provided wasn't for naught. You were simply contributing.
Don't do wife duties for someone before they make you their wife, or a long-term relationship, whatever you want to call it. That is sleeping with someone, that is creating comfort in their home, and that is cooking their meals. Don't do that. It's a female manipulation. What you're trying to do there is you're trying to overperform wife duties in order to get husband duties from him. So when you do all those three things, you're expecting provision. and protection from him, but don't do that. He's not your husband, and it's going to leave you with an exchange-like relationship before having agreed to the fact that you guys are life partners. So you would have overperformed these wife duties. He's accepted them, and then when he doesn't give you the protection and provision that you were trying to so elegantly manipulate him into, you are shocked and you're upset. Don't do those things unless someone has given you that title or has had that conversation or has moved forward with that. If you want to cook for him, go to restaurants, cook for your friends, do it in an atmosphere of everybody else doing it. You don't owe him to sleep with him. You don't owe him to make comfort in his home. And if you do those things, that's off your own back, and don't expect for him to provide for you, to pay your bills, or to look after you.
The worst kinds of advice always comes from bitter, lonely, manless women who aren't married themselves. I just can't believe the amount of women that actually listens to this kind of advice. Actually, I can believe it. But why would a man want to marry you when you prove you aren't worthy of the ring? Do women think just them existing and dating the man while they do nothing is enough for him to put a ring on it? That's just ridiculous. Even though these women aren't doing wife duties, they're still expecting the man to perform husband duties.